2. Hello.
Tyler, we never count off our session.
I don't care.
We just pick up in the middle.
Welcome to episode 2 of Shadow in the Heart of Stormcleft. The one shot that may be not a one shot at this point. Who knows? We'll see. Welcome back to the new setup.
It's a short adventure.
New friends with Jed and Natalie and George, and as always, Jeremy and John, the background man.
Back here.
Thanks as always to Beyond Skyrim and Sirenscape for the wonderful background music and soundscapes. We also 15% off of Eldritch Foundry if you use Roll Slayers as the code. World Anvil link. Go back a couple episodes and you'll find it.
worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers.
And with that, follow us on Instagram. Let's get into the game.
Let's do it.
Last we left off, the party met and traveled to the manor of one Viscaris Nimbus, looking for him at the behest of the merchant and finding corpses and vines, exploring parts of the manor and leaving other parts unexplored for now. Last we left off also, Virgil, the druid, had tried to contact this plant and encountered a hunger, fleeing back up the kitchen from the basement, with it locking behind him.
You could say he was on the Virgil of dying.
With that in mind, what would the party like to do?
That is really hungry, whatever that was. And I just would like to say that I think it may have been feasting on the other guards that had entered and mercenaries who have come here previously. And I believe that I was next. And so I'm really glad that we got out of there.
Yeah, that might not have been the way to go about things, and just try to poke it fire. Usually works.
Yeah, didn't like that. Plants and fire. Anyways, I don't think it was in much of a position for discussion. And
this is good to know.
Yes. So any of those stinky little vegetations that we've been seeing hanging around, or what is it, stalactites hang on tight?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or stalagmites. What is there something for that, John?
Stand mighty.
Stalagmites, those are on the ground.
Stalagmites.
Stalactites are ceiling.
Got it. Ceiling, ground. Awesome. So, yeah, I think we might want to avoid angering those things.
Do we check the back of the house, or do we go?
I, for one, am include. I feel like up is the right way to go.
Let's try it.
It's the only clue we've gotten so far. I don't think these plants are.
Can you remind us when we went in to the grand hall?
There are two
There's
doors you
two
haven't gone through, and then there are 2 staircases.
And they're on the left and right as well?
Left and then back between the staircases.
Okay.
So there's seemingly
there's
probably
up and
one
then
that
up.
led to the greenhouse you would suspect, and then one you have not explored down below, and then the stairs that go up.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. I believe there was one other door on this floor that we haven't yet explored. I would hate to leave a stone unturned, so to speak.
No, let us be quick about it.
Yeah.
Fisher will jaunt over and open the rear door under the stairs.
Sure. It opens onto a circular room. Looks to be what would be called a solar. It is a room of seclusion for the owner of the house to meet with people they're familiar with. So it is got a large writing desk in the back with some curved bookcases along the walls. On the right side, it seems that it's created for giant-sized creatures, but on the left side, there is a side that is created for regular-sized creatures. With bookcases, it looks like a grand library. There is a wine and tobacco cabinet, plush sofas, and etc. And there is a circular staircase leading up to the next floor above.
Ah.
Another point of entry, perhaps? Towards the second floor, at least.
Yes, and perhaps a way to ascertain the present interests or endeavors of the owner of the house. Fisher will kind of move the smoke up onto the edge of the desk and then be standing up there.
Okay. You see a half-open journal with a quill laying over it. You see an ink pot. You see what looks to be a scale of giant proportions with some weights that could be applied to it. Just, things you would expect to see on the desk.
Okay. Is there writing in the journal?
As you approach, there does seem to be writing on the journal, kind of blocked by the quill. If you want to take a look, what languages do you speak?
Common, Infernal, and Undercommon.
You cannot read these.
Cool.
These
He will shove the journal off the edge of the desk towards the rest of the party.
I'm going to go up to it and see if I can read it.
It thumps to the ground. You kind of have to turn a few pages back, but
We
you
cannot
can
read it.
Find it.
It's written in what?
It is written in giant.
I understand it.
Okay. Well, the first thing that you glimpse, and you also glimpsed this, is that the writing stops about halfway down, and there's a large smear of ink, like an ink pot spilled, and then almost like a trail of fingers going down the rest of the paper, intermingled with what looks to be kind of scarlet, dried blood. As you start to read, you read a few entries just about the day and about some of the incomes and upkeep of the, or lack thereof, of the establishment. And then you get to the part that you're kind of reading for, where it says, "I can feel it. I don't know when it will happen or where. All I know is that they are coming for me. They've always wanted it, always sought it. If someone finds this journal, know this. It was not an accident." And that's where it cut off.
I relay that to the group.
Well, another piece to the
I
puzzle.
wonder who they is.
DM, are there any signs of blood or damage on the chair behind the desk?
Make a investigation check.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to make a quick scan. Not a quick scan, but just make a scan of the chamber at large.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Anything, perhaps books that have been recently moved, or any kind of if there's not sediment, but like age that he's only been missing for so long.
Any disturbance in the
recent
last
traffic.
month?
Let's look
Can
for
I-
recent
can I help?
traffic.
Sure.
With that.
Make perception checks.
My investigation
Are
was
you
8.
helping?
8. You do not see
yeah,
any
you
blood
can-
or
you
damage
can
on
roll.
the chair.
I believe that's going to be a 21 perception.
21 or 20?
21.
21. You got a bonus information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you kind of look through, you notice some things interesting about the library. Some of these books seem to be kind of chained in to the actual bookshelf itself, which is not uncommon for, rare tomes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, you'll glance and you'll hear a slight clinking of chains as it seems that they move just a bit every now and then.
And on the way to this new room, which is, what did we call it?
The Solar.
A solar.
Solar. Almost said Vinny. Virgil will be looking for other plants to talk to. Friendly plants, live plants.
No friendly live plants here.
Okay, so no,
The vines do persist.
I wouldn't have any interest in talking to those again. I assure you.
Are you sure?
No, no. And he'd be keeping a very wary eye out for any, vine reaching toward
Sure.
him, that type of thing. So no plants, then that spell probably wears off before you can use it again.
Okay.
I will make it known that there's something odd with the books that are chained up.
Are you saying that the books are moving? Are the vines moving the books?
It's tough to say from where we're standing, but something's doing something.
I would like.
No vines approach the shelves.
Walking to the edge of the desk, Fisher will do a gentle thaumaturgy and try rattling some of the chains and see if they respond or if they are moving on another. There have been some drafts in the house, so kind of looking in to see if that's happening here or if the chains seem to be being influenced by something else.
As you rattle the chains, the books explode out in every direction, hooked to the chains, and lash out at anything around it.
Oh.
Falling limp, not sensing anything. Pull back in.
We do not think touching the books is a good idea.
Never been much of a reader, so I think we'll be okay.
Well, it seems as if the place is haunted. Doesn't it seem that way? Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A little bit.
That tracks.
Yes, Virgil. We had a similar thought.
Yes. I do sympathize. Shall we be moving on? Did anyone find any other doors or anything else to explore?
There's a staircase in the back that goes up.
There's a staircase that goes up, and then there are the double staircase that takes you to the balcony.
Outside of the Solar.
Correct.
We could head upwards through here, or we can head back to the main chamber and see if the stairwells find us a bit better than this library.
Well, any of us, the sort of tracker adventurer type, care to make a decision?
We are next to these stairs.
That seems like a good plan to me.
This is also where it seems he might have spent his last moments.
Yeah, certainly.
Are there blood on the stairs? Or is there blood on the stairs?
Make a perception check for me.
I'll assist you on that.
Alright.
And I'll guide you.
Actually, you already had a really good perception check.
I sure did.
I'm going to use that.
Ah.
There is actually a small streak of blood. Seems like dragging back out the doors of the Solar.
I'll point it out to the group. Maybe it wasn't the last place. Should we try to follow the blood?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's follow the blood.
Now standing right next to you, Fisher says, "This is a good idea."
All right. Hopefully it's better than my torch idea.
If we happen to, and sorry to interject, but I just want to know that we have some sort of a plan if we are approached by anything aggressive. Well, like we already have been. Is there any sort of approach to confrontation that, I don't know, that some of you might take?
You may stand behind us.
I'm going to try to get some distance. I work better from a distance. But if I need to be up close, I can.
If the original denizen puts any... gives a violent approach, perhaps we may need to subdue them as a primary objective.
Subduing, absolutely. Seeing as how we are here to save said individual.
That's my preference. If we can save the man, that's what I would say is the primary goal of our mission.
If there is another entity...
I prefer not to harm any creature, personally.
I have a feeling this isn't
Fisher does not share this problem.
Yeah, this isn't your standard creature per se.
I mean, if it's a murderous tree vine thing.
Well, I have some assistants that might be able to help in that case. But and then if I need to change shape in order to take the brunt of any sort of incursion, then I'd be happy to do so. But it'd probably be best from a distance.
We can take brunts for now. And
Brunts.
proceeds out into the central room.
I do appreciate that though, Virgil. And Gendry goes to pat you and he...
Thank you. Thank you for remembering. That is very encouraging, and in fact, I'd take it even better this way.
Fantastic. Let's go follow this blood now.
And then part of his face.
Make an investigation check with disadvantage.
If we team up, can we get a straight roll?
Sure. Allow it.
I'll guide you.
I would probably imagine you're more... So I'll assist you.
What are we talking about? Investigation?
Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good at it.
All right.
I gotta.
I will assist you, Brent.
Is it metagaming to
I've just
say
had
how
some,
good you are at it?
I've just had some lucky rolls early on.
Same.
Haven't been rolling very well, but we'll find out.
Guide
That's what
you.
advantage is for.
I'll guide you with a.
So you've got it's a straight roll.
Okay.
It's a straight roll.
So just one.
Oh.
Because he
Yeah.
said disadvantage, but you got assistance. So
But,
just roll
but you
one.
also got guidance, so you get to add a d4.
Okay.
1d4,
I'm gonna
1d20.
do this again if that's okay. That's way better.
Don't forget the D4.
You have a d4.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do the D4.
Okay. Oh wow, nice.
22,
Very good.
22 plus. That's a 30.
All right.
Whoa.
And you were tracking the blood across the marble and obsidian floor of the entry hall. You get about halfway across and it just stops. No more blood.
And as is our custom,
Can I look up?
we look up.
Take a look up. It's 100 feet up.
Oh.
You do not see any giants.
Fisher shrugs. Goes for a staircase.
So confused.
So let's try to make sense of this.
He stopped bleeding at some point.
Make a medicine check for me.
100 feet up, my flame of 10 feet doesn't do much.
14.
There was not that much blood on the page, and there was not that much blood on the floor.
Perhaps
You're thinking that something pricked him, and being a giant, he bled a little bit, which is a lot bit for you, and it was quickly staunched.
then Fisher would turn around and say, if the vines are the same size, what would remove the heart of a mercenary would lightly injure our denizen.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, shall we proceed up the stairs then?
Seems like that's the way to go.
The Grand Hall stairs?
Or
The
solar.
balcony?
nearest stairs.
Solar.
I think
Yep.
we'll take that.
All right.
Second floor.
There is one double set of doors in front of you as you come up to the balcony.
Okay.
On the left side, there are 3 doors. On the right side, there are 3 doors. On the back side, there are 3 doors.
The set of double doors.
Wait, there's 2 doors in front of us.
Push or pull.
Well,
So, hold on.
Okay.
You said there's 3 doors to the
On
left,
our way
3
out, man.
doors to
On
the
our way
right,
out.
and 3 doors in the back.
uh-huh.
And then there's double doors somewhere?
In front of you.
Yeah, at the
Come
top
up.
of the stairs.
I like the precipice of it.
So we've gone up 2 curved stairwells, and there's a door right there, and then the balcony wraps around the room,
Oh!
and there's 3 doors on
Gotcha.
each other wall.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
I'll just, again, take a quick scan of our surrounding area.
Lots and lots of vines descending from the ceiling, crawling
Right.
up from the walls.
And this is a 2-story building, correct? With where's the
3-story. Got the
three-
basement.
Ah. Okay, so we are reaching the top story though.
This is the top.
All right.
Fisher will make a guess.
All
This
right.
denizen is the last remaining denizen. His bedrooms, we think they are bedrooms, could have belonged to past denizens. We think we should take the big door.
Well, it's right here.
Yeah.
So it does seem like the most obvious of choices.
And we surmise if there is an additional staircase or attic, access would be central.
This is something we might want to do quietly.
Chances are we're probably gonna want to do everything quietly from now on.
Fisher about faces, and you can hear the clank of his armor and says, perhaps.
I might be able to help that. Anyone? So sorry, I hate to do this. Anyone know what pass without a trace? Wouldn't that cover our whole party?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would
Yeah, if you're trying
add
to
10
sneak.
to a stealth check.
Anyone within the group that you are leading gets a plus 10 to their
Within your
stealth roll.
radius.
I think it's a 15-foot radius. I think
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we could do that. Well, I do have the ability to cloak us if necessary to some degree. Would it be necessary now, or do we want to push on further?
This does appear to be a precipice.
Yeah.
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 Quite literally.
All right.
It's 50 feet down from you.
They seem to have dropped something.
Drops his spell component.
Joke's on you. It's a racial
Pardon
trait.
me. Yeah. I know he has it somewhere. So
It's part of your racial traits.
yeah, I think it's just under spells.
Mhm.
So there it is.
So, how do we want to go about this? What's our marching order? 'Cause I'm usually towards the back, if not the last person.
Again, Fisher does not mind being struck in favor of one of you smaller ones.
All right, I'll be behind you.
And then you see him pulling something out of his spell component, what looks to be like some sort of dust in one hand and a little twig in the other, and he takes it in his hand and he uses the twig to stir up the dust, and then he sort of flicks it on everybody. And at that point, he casts there is a veil of shadow and silence that radiates from me. And yeah, as you all have 10 bonus to dexterity at this, or stealth check.
Stealth
Yeah.
checks.
Wait,
So,
shall we stealth through the door?
Yeah.
Is the door unlocked?
You go to pull it open. Unlocked. I need you to make an athletics check. Though.
oh, we have to.
I will
we're
roll.
stealthing in though.
Right, but I have to try to open it first. That's what I'm talking about. 30.
30?
Yes.
What?
It's not opening. Not opening. Forcing it open. Forcing it open. Slammed shut.
Well,
Something pulled on it. From the other side.
Fisher will slowly turn around.
It was loud. Very loud.
Yeah, Fisher slowly turns around. We think we have found the heart of the plant.
I think.
Wait. Would Fisher have gotten a little peek in between the doors while...
Sure.
while
You got it
pulling?
about halfway open.
Okay.
Nothing in there besides the bedroom.
So something invisible or the air itself or the door itself shut the door.
Draw your own conclusions from that.
I mean, it sounds like it at least seems like to me the doors that have been shutting and closing very loudly and strongly are maybe the doors we need to be in. Maybe it's protecting itself.
well, the only other door that did that was in the dining room.
And the basement.
Well,
Fisher's gonna
we
try
left the
something.
basement.
Fisher's
That's
gonna
fair.
try.
Yeah,
That's fair.
But you're right.
Fisher
it did shut.
raises the sensor a little bit, teeters it left and right a little bit. He's gonna try casting command on the door.
Okay? Unswayed. Wait, what was your command? Open?
Open.
Does not open.
Something controls the door.
In the moment that it slammed, you did, Bryn, feel that kind of ever-present arcane nature around you.
Yeah. I think we need to get in here.
Well, how?
There is
do
magic. Definitely. I think it's keeping us out.
Perhaps the answer lies within one of these other 9 doors. Shall we start
Maybe.
We suppose.
on the left and go clockwise? There's no clock. Are there clock? Yeah, there's clocks here.
Perhaps the stairs from the solar.
Sundials.
So
Perhaps the stairs from the solar lead beyond this door.
Maybe we can.
yeah, let's just go around. It's like
You
a
want to
good
go
idea.
up through the solar?
Yeah.
Yeah, down the stairs up to the solar.
Ascend. Go up the curving staircase. There is a trapdoor.
Is
Make
it
an
locked?
athletics check.
Ah! There's no way I could beat a 30.
I'll assist
I'll
you.
guide you.
Oh, even better.
Guide you.
Pick your D4.
Okay, that is a 27.
You thought you were ready for it this time. So you, with all your might, he gets about an inch before slamming
My
down.
gosh, Tyler.
As I guide you, because it's a touch spell, you'll notice that I leave a little behind on your garments. Sorry about that.
As it slams
With
shut,
his passive, he doesn't notice.
Good.
The rest of you would probably notice a little on his shoulder.
as it slams shut, who has what's everyone's passive perception?
I have a 15.
I have a 16.
17.
Bryn and Gendry, you hear just on like the wind of rushing out from the slamming of the trapdoor, you hear just gently, barely, a voice, husky. Depart! Depart.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Something doesn't want us here.
Hear what?
Did that sound like someone in struggle warding us?
Perhaps. Or
I think the thing that was trying to get us before wants us to stay. Something to tell us to depart. I don't think it's afraid of us. I think it's afraid for us.
could I infer through the use of insight to see what its intentions was? If the message was a command or a plea.
Command. It is a strong leave.
Take it back.
It very much wants us to go away.
Well,
so.
Shall we leave now and tell them what we found?
Are there handles on the door at the top of the staircase?
No, it's a push-up trapdoor.
No, the door at the top of the staircase.
There are handles.
Fisher is gonna go, open his cloak, clink, 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 a little clattering, back up the stairs, and is going to hurriedly kind of go up around to the front, to the top door.
Frantically follow.
Is going to pull out his rope and block and tackle.
Okay.
Because a block and tackle is a pulley system that lets you quadruple your lift strength.
Sure.
And so if there's a banister at the top of the stairs around the door, he's gonna see
Simple machine this.
if he can simple machine quadruple his strength check.
I'll give you advantage.
Gosh.
And I'll
Heck yeah.
add 3 to your roll.
Okay. The smoke will coalesce around his arms.
Well, this is nifty.
2 16s, 3 on the guidance, and then that is 27 without your bonus.
27.
Yeah.
You're pulling and pulling. You see it open before you, almost to full.
I mean, if it gets wide enough for a person, he'd probably just hold it.
You can hold it there,
Okay?
but you do feel tension pulling back.
Okay.
It will slam shut as soon as you let it go.
Okay. Fisher has a proposal. If the 3 of you wish to egress through the door, we can manage.
Is that rope long enough so that you can continue to back through the door?
Fisher will remain still, and Fisher will manage beyond the door.
Will you be able to get in?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right.
I trust your judgment.
Hands beginning to shake.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we got the
3
door.
of you enter the bedroom. Fisher, can I have another?
The smoke will follow in step with them
Sure.
because it doesn't take me a full action. And then Fisher will be standing in the room with them,
Letting go of the
rope.
Okay. The doors slam behind you.
Well, there's no going back now.
Yeah.
You enter a master bedroom. Portraits again on the wall.
Whispering
Hey.
down to his shoulder. Yes, good job.
A large bed and end tables. Rich armoires and wardrobes. And a trapdoor at the foot of the bed.
I know where that leads.
Where?
Oh, to the solar.
We
Right.
will hazard a guess.
Yeah.
If it can shut with great strength, it may also be able to open with great strength. We suggest not standing on it.
Ouch.
Well inferred. I look about the room.
Sure, make a perception check.
And, I will also investigate.
Whoever's poking around Fisher will probably just kind of do the sensor behind them and cast guidance.
Perfect.
That's gonna be a 26.
26.
Did you add your guidance?
Yes. You
All
may
right.
guide yourself.
25.
Not a vine in sight.
Well, there seems to be some bit of reprieve from whatever malicious garden is hanging out outside.
As you say that, and as you're walking into the bedroom, the bed starts to wobble.
Never mind. Never mind.
It flips end over end. towards you. I'm going to need you all to make dex saves for me.
We didn't come in very stealthy, did we?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, sorry. I kind of ruined that plan.
I don't think it was possible.
No, I mean,
Yeah, the door went
no.
boom. It's a back. Alright, dex saves.
Okay. Actually, let me say something. real quick.
14. Tell me the
14.
damage.
23.
And
Then
A 5.
Fisher and Bren, you jump out of the way as the bed explodes upward and then crashes down to the ground. Two of you take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as the headboard smacks down on your shoulder or your hip as you're trying to dodge out of the way. And you hear once again, "Depart! Leave!"
who are you?
You hear the doors behind you fling open again.
We seek the denizen of the home.
Yes, that.
Nothing.
I'm gonna start poking around.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Didn't. I thought somebody else just investigated.
I did. I got a 20.
Oh, you made an investigation check?
Yeah, it was,
Okay.
one was perception, one was
Then
investigation.
I'll just use his investigation for you looking
like
around.
24, 25, something like
Yeah, it
that.
was 25 and 26 on it.
Spilling from under the kind of the slats under the bed is a small book, giant-sized book, but small for a giant, if that makes sense. Like it'd be like a little notebook, so to speak.
So like this.
Yeah, a little teeny tiny book for a giant.
I found something, everyone. And he opens it up and starts to flip through.
Okay. Looks to be like a small logbook of finances. There are, as you kind of pour over it, expenditures, and then a series of items of income from certain businesses, holdings, people in his employ, seemingly. There is something interesting. Throughout the log is a recurring neither expenditure nor income. It doesn't have, it's not marked as an expense or an income. It's just a number that starts to grow as you proceed throughout, and it's always marked, each number is marked with, like bought food or the innkeep who owns the tavern
There's a
I
memo.
own paid me. Yeah, and next to it is always just the letter M in giant.
And the amount is changing.
It's changing, it's growing. It starts at about 20,000, then 30, 40, 50.
And we don't know if it's an expense or...
It's not marked as an expense, it's not marked as income.
They seem to have found a ledger of some kind, and he would thumb to the last page,
Okay.
wanting to know if there was an ending balance and maybe a date on the last
Sure.
entry.
Yeah, or how far back that number goes.
The,
Or the notation at the end.
the number that changes,
Right.
that goes back about 5 to 6 years.
Okay. So not 1 month.
No.
Yeah. And then the last entry was...
I mean, a fair amount, the income is fairly substantial compared to the expenditures, obviously. While the house is in disrepair, it seems like he just wasn't spending money to keep it kept up, didn't really care about the manor, it seems.
And
Are you asking what the final number on
Well,
the growing?
I don't care what as long I'm just trying to infer from it, but I'm kind of curious on when the last entry was put in.
It was M, and it was at 125,000.
Okay, and what date? I guess, like if I could infer how far back.
It was
that
about
going.
6 months ago.
Okay, it seems that the last entry in this ledger is about 6 months ago, and I see a recurring entry with a letter M, and I can't tell whether it's an expense or income, because he's not adding it to the numbers. I can't see that.
No, it doesn't affect seemingly any part of the log.
Looks like it goes back about 6 years to
Only
about
counting
6 months
something.
ago. Yes, it only goes up in each entry. So maybe a currency of a different kind, or some other sort of reparation.
Fisher starts looking around for a weird currency.
Okay. With the rolls we've received, No
not
weird-
not
no
too much.
weird
Not too much
currency.
point. Just looking around.
yeah, no weird currency around.
I did just have a question. Okay. So my character's really smart
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not.
Uh-huh.
With all of these clues and things that we've gathered, can she start making like puzzle pieces? Is there anything that's making sense? Literally anything?
Some things are percolating at the back of your mind. You don't feel like you have the whole picture yet. But you do get the sense that this car has had something of desire to someone or something.
As indicated in the journal.
Like he desired something?
Like no, like they're coming for it. They're coming like if I'm gone, it wasn't an accident. That's where the journal cut off.
He seems
So he's accruing something to 125,000, and it's not just gold. It's something else.
Well, shall we? We found anything of interest in this room? Indra, you're very quiet. What do you think?
I'm wondering if we leave this room and try to check out the other rooms, are we going to be able to make our way back inside?
We can observe nightstands or a closet before leaving.
I want to make sure that we know that we've scoured every last bit of this room, because I don't know if it'll open up again.
I spent a fair amount of time investigating the room. And
The-
this is really the only thing of interest that I found.
The investigation check is, you have to take some time to look. So you guys have kind of scoured the room. You did find things not of interest, such as in the wardrobes you found clothes and whatnot, but nothing of note, so to speak, within this room besides the logbook.
All right, if you guys feel like we've found just about everything, I guess we could try to find something in the other rooms.
Allow us to exit first and grab hold the rope.
Sure. Would seem. Well, the doors are open now, so we can just.
Yeah, the doors did reopen.
And we do not know if they will close.
I believe that they will probably close behind us, as whoever is here is.
Doesn't want us in this room.
Exactly.
Just in case, Fisher's gonna smoke out of the room and just kind of ground a foot and grab
Sure.
hold of the rope.
You hold it. You're
Just
Party.
just ready to
Oh,
try
okay,
and
yeah, that's a
try
good
and add
idea.
friction just while
Party.
everyone else walks out.
yeah. They make their way out, and you do feel that tug.
And we'll release and hopefully do so in a way that doesn't break the block and tackle.
Slam shut, intact. The block intact.
As we're leaving, just kind of want to just to the room, Scaris, I don't know if you're still here. Just so you know, Maldor Stiffwind sent us to help you. So if you can, let us help you.
Yes, many people are dying trying to rescue you. It would be good to not keep sending people into a death trap. We'd like to be the last.
You see wind kind of almost translucently kind of swirl around, kind of stretch across the grand hall below to a room across on the balcony and go into the middle room across in the balcony.
Thank you. I'm gonna head through that room.
That was a clever trick.
It wasn't no trick. I was making sure he gets help.
Well,
Shall
a
we
good
go?
think at that.
Thanks.
Very good idea.
Hopefully it makes up for the last bad idea I had.
Around
Right.
the balcony to the middle door of the 3 rooms, back towards the town.
Back towards the what?
Back towards the town. Back towards where you
Where you entered in.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
So
starting to
this is
understand
above
now.
the entry hall.
Okay.
I didn't think about that. This might be the balcony where he was seen standing,
Oh.
where the
It
hawk
opens.
saw him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It opens onto what looks to be a ballroom of kind of deep green stone floor and small tables off to the side, but mostly empty as ballrooms are meant for dancing. And at the end of the room is a large circular window opening out onto the town below. Looking out of the window is a towering, translucent figure floating a couple feet off the ground. It turns to about face to see the party, its eye sockets hollow, its throat crushed. It croaks out one word before fading again. Avenger.
Well, that tells us something to do at least.
Seems that we seem to be in some sort of alignment with whatever this is.
Take
Yeah.
caution. We noted lack of vines in the bedroom,
I noted the same.
and this is the opposite side of the home.
Did this figure look like the Scaris?
It was Viscaris, yeah. Viscaris Viscaris.
So I was also thinking about the lack of vines, and it seems that whatever it seemed to be a last bastion of peace against whatever these vines were. Maybe the magic was holding them at bay, and we went prying into a safe place.
All I know is that his spirit brought us here. There must be something here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
just start
Can I
looking about.
help
Sure.
with that?
Make perception checks.
Doing a roll.
We can both do it.
Yeah.
Fisher's just gonna kind of be like looking for movement and ready.
Not bad.
Just kind of just
A wallop.
ready to wallop.
A 19
19?
perception.
Not as good.
Okay. Once again, there are vines in this room, but not near as many as below. Seems like whatever entity this is spreading up. You now can verify that probably the thing in the basement shot up.
Mm-hmm.
Would I,
And not through this specific room.
There are vines in this room, but not near as many.
So
And
it shot
was,
up through
it
a
was
different
spotless
area.
in the masking.
Okay.
so it, I guess putting that together, would I think that we should like attack this vine thing? And if so, should we do it where it's more like in the basement as opposed to just these vines?
I mean, you could insinuate that.
Is there a body?
There's no body here.
But he led us to this place.
Yeah.
So let's check for some sort of key. We go looking in drawers or...
Fisher will wander over to the window, see if there's a view or anything
Sure.
on the glass.
Make a perception check, Jeremy, or investigation. Fisher, make an insight check.
I'll take it.
Guide myself.
You said this is a ballroom, right?
Yes.
Meant for giants.
Yep.
17.
Nothing you can find in here in terms of keys or hidden things.
Maybe he wanted us here so that he could say something.
21.
Instead of
21?
He said avenge.
You get up to the window. It is a beautiful view of pretty much the entire town. Breathtaking. And for one such as a cloud giant, this may be his favorite spot, where he likes to sit and look.
What do you see?
Bygone joy. That is what we see.
So we have no body. We don't know what happened here or why. All we have is a task put upon us by a specter.
And we certainly know something that's evil in here is the
Absolutely.
vines.
We have a guess that our host was interrupted fatally. Not in a way that would bleed, and was perhaps brought to the belly, where his spirit chose to attach to his place of comfort.
Do you think we should head?
He spoke
Deeper
to us
down?
from his bedroom as well, though.
Yes, his voice and his emotion is throughout.
The entire house.
But his message here, clear after
Our intentions were made clear. So perhaps down to the belly of whatever this
I think so.
thing is.
we are afraid that with less than a corpse, we cannot claim a job complete.
At this point, I just want his spirit to find peace.
Yeah.
Well, all we can do is our best and maybe tell Swiftwind. Wait, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Stiff wind.
Stiff wind.
Stiffwind that we did what we could, and I'm sure that if we tell him the tale, he'll be inclined to trust us, as he has already entrusted us with a contract. I would like to see what's behind some of these doors. If it's not too much trouble, maybe do a sweeping open and just check as we walk
We
by.
can go real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you taking the left side or the right side?
I will suggest we stealth as a group.
Okay.
Roll stealth, everyone, and add 10. If your pass without a trace is still up.
It's up for like an hour.
Yeah.
Disadvantage for you heavy armor folk.
It's true. That's just me.
Are you taking the left side or the right side of the balcony? The look doors.
What do y'all think? We came in from the...
The kitchen was over the right. Do we want to
It
check the
is-
right?
The kitchen was over the right.
That's where the hole was? Probably, yeah.
Let's go to the other side and go all the way around.
So
so we
start,
can-
start
Yeah,
above
alright,
the kitchen.
So we
Save the
start,
best
start
for
left
last.
and go all full circle to the check the right doors.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Sounds
peeking through.
Um,
Stealth is mine was 20.
Is
With the
that
plus 10?
With the plus 10?
Ooh,
Mine was 19.
Okay.
26.
17.
Hey, that's not bad.
Quietly, you make your way around. To the left of the ballroom seems to be a library, but a giant-sized library.
Okay.
On the left side, the 3 rooms on the left side seem to be 2 children's rooms and a nursery.
Okay, so child's rooms and a nursery.
On the right side, there are 3 guest rooms. And on the right side of the ballroom, there is a study with a lead pipe and Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard. I knew it.
So
It's always Colonel
we just
Mustard.
found basically guest rooms.
You found
Wow.
the rest of the manor, the estate.
Okay.
Whether you want to explore that or not is up to you.
Probably the study might hold some more
Yeah,
information.
the study's
Potentially.
pretty vertical with
Yeah.
the dining room.
Did we glean any information about his family life? I mean, does he want us to avenge
Well, I
his
think
children?
with the paintings, we could see that he was the last person living here. So it's not like
Okay.
anyone else lived here then was killed.
All the guest rooms, the children's rooms, pretty much all the rooms here,
Vacant.
besides the ballroom and the master bedroom, seem to have been not opened for quite some time.
Okay. So we'll just maybe pass those up and then investigate the study.
Study?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Seems to be just a regular giant-sized study. If you want to do an investigation check, you may.
so that's 11 plus 6. 17.
Did you take guidance?
No, because I still got passed without a trace up.
I got you.
Oh. Yeah, I'll do it. What is it?
D4.
Oh, I thought you rolled it. Sorry. Add another 2, so 19.
There are a fair amount of interesting folios written in giant, but nothing catches your eye as strange within this room. It seems like it hasn't been entered in quite some time.
Okay.
Very dusty.
Okay.
It
So I
seems
thought
like,
maybe he would read books here.
seems like he did most of his living in the solar, the master bedroom, and ballroom.
The ballroom was where he had the view.
And where is this room in correlation to the kitchen or the dining room?
The study.
It is above the kitchen,
The ballroom.
or yeah, it's above the dining room.
which is adjacent to the kitchen.
Dining room is where we found the half man in the hole.
So
Yeah,
Correct.
presumably kind of pulled down towards the larder below the kitchen.
we would have found some sort of vines in one of these rooms, right? Like some massive amount.
All the second story has less vines.
Okay. You said it went up and out, so I wasn't sure.
So
If it
there
went-
are vines stretching up, but it seems like it has not claimed as much of the upper floor.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't made its all the way up.
That's
okay.
why the bedroom
So
is there.
here's my question, and this is at the table. We made it to the basement, right?
Yep.
And there wasn't much way past the basement. Is that correct?
Right. The farthest down we got was the giant net of vines.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw that it still went down, but we couldn't go down. Right?
Right, because the vines were coming from the earth.
Yeah.
Correct. They were sticking out of the ground.
And they weren't barricading further passage. It's just they just sprouted from the
In
ground.
there.
I mean, they were blocking its own tube that it had carved.
Right.
through.
Yeah.
So
And then it went up through the ground
yeah,
into where?
into the house.
The rest of the
Mhm.
house.
spreading,
Just all through various little
Yep.
holes and
Yep.
stuff. Okay.
tunneling its way through the house.
I wasn't sure if there was like a tree trunk of vine somewhere in the center of the house, just going all the way up.
Not that you could tell. Anyway,
Okay. So it's just vines. It's just from that nexus. It's like,
Yeah.
I think all roads point to the basement at this
Yeah.
point.
back to the basement.
We were there, and that's when it started attacking. So
Fisher would probably check in and say, "Does anyone need a moment before we proceed down.
I wouldn't mind taking one. I feel like I might be the only one who might have sustained heavy injury, if that could be said.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
We
should
taken
maybe
rest
take a
energy
break.
as well. I'll take
Okay.
a very long rest.
Short rest, free from vine reach.
Sure. Short rest. Mark it down. I'm not gonna. There's nothing that's gonna happen to y'all. So just you short rest. Just spend an hour.
Let me see if there's anything I want to do before we do that.
Go ahead and die.
I don't think there's anything. Actually, there is something I would want to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to. What's the range on this spell? Let's see if this would affect the plants. I'm going to be about 30 feet away from a small cluster of vines.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Compulsion.
Okay.
So they need to make a Wisdom saving throw,
Okay.
and this is a charm effect if that's important.
Okay.
On a failed save, spell save DC 17, Wisdom save.
Okay.
On a failed save, the target is affected, and each affected target must use as much of its movements as possible to go to a designated location horizontal to me. So I'm going to see if I can will them to move. And it doesn't have to be particularly a large movement. I just want to see if I can influence their minds.
Sure. See a little ripple along the vines as they kind of slide across the floor a little bit.
That's good to know. And then with that, I'll join the group as we're...
In the short rest, Fisher's gonna be using some twine and stringing together a couple implements,
Okay.
lashing together a couple throwable objects.
Sounds good. Your short rest comes to an end. Are you heading to the basement?
I think that's our best bet now.
That's
Okay.
the plan.
Does someone want to
Jeez.
try and unlock the trap door again? Or you want to knock? Or
I can knock if.
Oh,
Well,
let me give it a shot.
you can try it
Um,
first, and if that doesn't work,
Could I try to assist him
sure.
since it is a large
It is
lock?
a giant
So
lock.
I could
yeah.
just follow your and try to use.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
make
will-
it
That's
an
a good
advantage.
idea.
I'll take it.
Do you want to guide him?
Yeah, I'll try that. We're done. You can guide him, so.
That's
I can, because you've still got your thing going. Or I
Yeah,
guess after
yeah,
the
yeah.
short rest, it would have worn off. That is bum, 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 ba-dum,
It would have.
a 20 or 22. 24.
Clicks.
Lift up. We have access to the basement.
Good.
You leave the trapdoor open.
Not only am I going to leave it open, I am going to use a little bit of extra rope and I'm going to tie it open. Like if there's at that little handle, I'll tie it to something nearby.
Sweet. Easy
Because
enough.
I know it self-locks.
It does auto lock. That's why I was asking.
Mhm.
Make your way down to the basement to the stalk of vines, and you all hear in your heads this time. Come. Join me. I hunger. You see the vines start to reach out towards you. Come.
Alright.
Join us.
So I will cast conjure woodland beings.
Okay.
I will cast blur on myself.
Okay.
I'm casting Armor of Agathis.
It is. To clarify, these vines that are reaching out don't seem to be reaching out hostily.
Okay.
They're reaching out almost gently,
Oh.
like it, almost like it's trying to embrace you.
Maybe I should like let it take me wherever it's gonna take me.
It is. I don't want y'all to burn all your things thinking that it's trying to be hostile when it's not.
That's
So
not
it's
what
not whipping out.
It's not
just
trying to
just
stab
kinda-
you.
It's just kind of like
It's very different from when it was burned and retaliated. It's
Okay.
gently kind of
Yeah. Okay. I'll hold
stretching
off.
out, almost like
creepy. I love
growing
it.
towards you.
What do you hunger for?
Everything in me does not want to do this, but okay.
Come, join. I
Mm.
will show.
Just don't touch my scut hole, please.
The vines start to approach each of you. Starting at the floor, they start to swirl and wrap around
All right.
each of you,
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and still.
encapsulating you slowly,
It's not dealing any damage, correct?
gently.
Okay. I'm casting armor of Agathis.
Okay?
It's not gonna cause any damage
not
to
damaging
me.
you.
So
And
I'm gonna cast
each of you feel
I'm gonna
yourself
cast
start
it.
to pull towards the central mass. One by one, entering the trunk, ascending down. Down.
It's kind of like an elevator system.
Down.
It's okay.
I'm getting a lot of flashbacks.
Depositing you to what looks like a decrepit sewer system.
You're just scraping the surface.
And with that, that's where we'll end our episode.
Oh my god.
Wow.
This is a 2-shot.
All right.
Second
Oh,
one's
man,
called
so
Fisher
good.
Going
We were
Fishing.
like,
Fisher going fishing.
oh no, how?